I found how average people are getting rich in 2025, and it's not trading, drop shipping, or selling your kidney. It's boring, basic certifications. And people who have these are making six figures without a degree and without experience. So here are 7 of the best certs that just fly under the radar, that can make you more money than you ever thought was possible. And no, this is not like spinning a roulette wheel or buying a scratch-off ticket. And if you just get in early, you can make a ton of money. Alright, so let's first get one thing straight. Most millionaires don't get rich from high salaries. According to multiple studies, over 90% of millionaires made their money in real estate. And in 2012, the average home price in the US was around $175,000. In 2024, it's over $400,000. And basically, if you just bought a single house back then, you'd be up over $200,000 in value today just by owning the property. But that's of course easy to say in hindsight. But do you know what's even crazier? You actually don't need a single cent or own any property to make money from real estate. Because the people making six figures in stable income are not the home owners. They're the brokers. Keller Williams Real Estate Agent Certification lets you get started in the industry with absolutely no experience. But most of us don't want to be agents because that job is very stressful. We just want to cash in on the opportunity, and here is how. Because this course can still make you filthy rich just from the knowledge alone. And the sooner that you learn this, the more money you'll make. So in this course, you're gonna learn when to buy at the right time and how to find undervalued homes and how to negotiate like the pros. And that could easily save you 20 to 50,000 buying your own home and a fortune if you get into investing later. All right, let's move to something more stable up next. And that's the Google AI certifications. And now you're thinking, Lucas, how is AI stable by any means? Isn't something happening with artificial intelligence every 10 minutes? And yes, that's the truth. It's moving really, really quickly, but that's exactly why it's worth it. The average salary for AI jobs without coding skills is $102,000 per year. And according to LinkedIn, jobs mentioning AI skills increased 75% year over year. AI is the one skill that's being baked into every industry and most jobs on this planet, and the train is waiting at the station, just about to take off. The problem is that most people treat it like a simple toy, and the people who know how to use AI are getting hired, they're getting promoted, and they're getting paid. It's basically like knowing how to use a calculator in a class where everybody else is still counting on their fingers. This cert by Google teaches you how to use tools like ChatGPT and Gemini to be more efficient in your work, but also how to tell AI exactly what you want so it doesn't give you garbage answers. And also how to future-proof your career by understanding where AI is going next. Alright, so next up, let's say you've mastered the basics of AI and you're already using it at work, getting things done faster. Maybe you're even showing off a little bit. What if you want to go one step further to actually land a job in AI? According to Glassdoor, entry-level AI jobs are offering salaries over $90K per year, even for junior positions. And this cert is your way in. Think of it like flight school. You're not building the plane, that's what the AI researchers do, but you can learn how to fly it. And you can make a ton of money doing so and have lots of fun. So in this cert by IBM, you'll be learning how to build applications with AI, like for instance, building a chatbot to automate and improve the customer service of a company. And so the job itself is called AI developer, but you can also sell this to companies and do it as a side hustle where you build AI applications and you charge them for it. I did a quick Google search and found people making thousands or even six figures by just selling these AI services. But let's be more realistic, okay? It's probably way more stable to just get a job. Alright, so next up, I make mistakes every single day, let's be perfectly clear. But you know when companies do things that are just stupid? Like for instance, when Blockbusters laughed at Netflix instead of just buying them for 50 million, and now they're bankrupt and Netflix is worth billions. Or when Nokia owned the phone market and then said, now we're good, right before Apple took over and wiped the floor with them. Now, contrary to what some people believe, this wasn't about bad luck or bad timing. This was terrible decision making. And that's why companies now pour money into something called business intelligence. And that's basically to make the business smarter, so they don't make stupid mistakes. And there are over 84,000 jobs in the US alone for BI analysts crunching numbers and making $97,000 per year. And so in this job, you're basically going to be pinpointing what's going on in a business and use data to help companies make smarter decisions. And Google actually launched a BI cert that's super quick to finish and it's top rated as well. And what's a little bit funny and keeps people away is the advanced level tag. For some reason, Google decided that this is an advanced course, but when you actually click on it, it tells you almost nothing. So I spoke to some people that took this course and they said, no, you don't need any experience, you don't need any of that stuff to start. And all you really need is 2 months at 10 hours per week of studying. So I think it's a fantastic option because every company needs intelligence, some more than others. Moving on, did you know that there's one career making millionaires and the potential salary is actually unlimited? And so next up on the list is the Launch Your Online Business from the State University of New York. It's for complete beginners and it's going to teach you how to start your own online business. That's basically just a business operating online. For example, a store online selling clothing, or a software company. Now, you've probably seen lots of gurus and scammers out there trying to sell you something, but this is from an actual university. And instead of teaching you the newest business model, they're just going to give you the core fundamentals so that you can start any business that you would like to. You're going to start by covering the various business models and then how to name your business, understand your customers, create a brand, set up your business website, and so much more. And if you're thinking, well, I've never heard about this course before, well, me neither. But it's got over 140,000 enrollments and actually 98% of learners liked this course, which is honestly amazing for these websites. It's also really quick at only 16 hours, and you get a final certificate at the end. So these skills are really valuable whether you want to start a business or you want to start applying for jobs in an online business itself. Just a really good cert overall. All right, so moving on, here's a fact for you. 88% of millionaires invest in stocks and financial markets. They don't just put their money in a bank and wait for it to grow, because it doesn't. And if you don't understand these financial markets, you're actually locked out of the biggest wealth building game in the entire world. So let's be clear, okay? Financial markets are not like what you see in The Wolf of Wall Street or in movies, but they are similar to a giant casino, and the only difference is the rich people are playing with a strategy. Everybody else is just throwing the dice and hoping for the best, and that's setting yourself up for guaranteed failure.
Down 1.7% here, a loss of 37 points or so. Apple shares are just getting hammered this morning.
We're down by between 3 and 4.5% generally across these markets.
Remember what happened in 2008, back in the financial crisis? The stock market crashed, millions lost their homes, retirement accounts got literally wiped out, and most people had no idea what was happening until it was too late. So next up, we've got Financial Markets by Yale University. This course explains financial markets for absolute beginners, but not only how to trade stocks, but what really matters and the underlying theory. It covers how financial markets work across the world, not only in the US, but also why economies crash and how to spot the early warning signs so you can not only feel safer, but you can actually make a profit from it. You're gonna learn how the rich manage their risk and make more money while everybody else is panicking, and how you can actually use this knowledge to invest like the best and turn small sums into real wealth. And when you invest, it compounds over time, so the earlier that you know this stuff, even if you're young with no money at the moment, the more money you're gonna make long term. Great course, I took the entire thing myself and I learned a ton of stuff, so I would highly recommend it. Moving on, since you began watching this video, there have already been another cyber attack happening somewhere in the world. Every minute means another attack, and most of them never make the news. But the companies that get targeted by these attacks, they lose millions. And the people who manage to stop and prevent these attacks are called cybersecurity analysts. And for that reason, they get rewarded with six-figure salaries and jobs for pretty much life. In early 2025, there were over 1.2 million people working in cybersecurity in the US alone, with 450,000 open jobs. And that's including various jobs dealing with information security. And you can see that the most popular certification for people in cybersecurity was the CompTIA Security Plus, with over 250,000 individuals being certified. But as a beginner, that should not be your first step. It's simply too difficult. Instead, Microsoft launched their Cybersecurity Analyst certificate, and it's made for brand new beginners, teaching you the absolute fundamentals, and then you can take it from there. Now, with everything being online, cybersecurity is no longer an option, and it can kill companies that don't prioritize it. So getting into this field is not just a smart move, but literally a guaranteed paycheck as long as you build the right skills. Because let's be honest, I'm not here to sell, a false reality. It's not going to be the easiest thing, and you do need a lot of skills to be job ready, but it's definitely worth it if you want a high salary. But now you're thinking, okay, Lucas, you've told me so many things. Where do I even start? My tip is to focus on getting a job first, and then learning how the financial markets, the real estate, and perhaps even the business works, so that you can take it to the next level, and that's how these certifications can make you rich. If you do want to work from home, I made this video with the best certs for remote jobs somewhere on the screen, so check it out and I'll see you over there.